Hi and welcome to Movies Remastered. Today I'm going to continue some videos that I was doing last week and because I really want to wrap up and try to catch up to where I'm at. The idea of this channel is for me to show you how to edit movies on the simplest software like iMovie, which is why I'm using that. All free softwares. I'm going to try and show you how to do audio through Audacity and really easy cuts through iMovie. So all those people telling me I should use Final Cut Pro and things like that, I'm actually using Premiere Pro to finish the movie. So, you know, please stop telling me about that. I'm trying to make this as appealing to new people as possible and showing people how to do it in iMovie and using cheaper free software. So today, regarding all of that, I want to go over to Premiere Pro and show you where I'm at with Rey's training scene. Now, if you haven't seen this video already, that redid the scene between Rey and Leia, which I thought was a little bit more snappy, and I thought she was a bit more of a brat in that, but I've made it a bit more endearing and a bit more warming with their relationship. So I'm going to continue straight from that video and then go straight into the fixed training scene, and this is what I've done with it. So I'm going to run you through it first, talk about it, and then show you the finished cut afterwards. So let's jump into it. So here we are in Premiere Pro. You can see the video here and the audio here where I've overlapped the previous scene cutting into this scene. So what I've basically done is I just felt the movie was really choppy and it just kept going from one destination to another. The cuts were just really it was really jumpy. There's too many cuts, too many scenes, and it just made it feel really quick. So I'm trying to slow that down by, I'm going to remove Kylo Ren's kind of flashback scene. And I'm going to move that to the beginning. I'm going to move the fixing of the helmet scene. That's also going to go to the beginning, as well as my Luke and Leia final goodbye scene. If you haven't seen that, the link's here as well. So I'm going to go straight over from the endearing scene with Rey and Leia straight into the training scene. So I'm going to talk over it and then we're going to have a look. So let's do this. Here we go. So all of this part was totally fine, and then at that point that's where we usually cut to Kylo Ren, but I'm cutting Kylo Ren straight out and keeping with Rey, so the scene feels longer and there's none of this back and forth, and it's a lot quicker, it's a lot slower scene because you're staying in the moment with Rey. So at that point I just want to go back to that because I want to make a big point out of this. Now, the whole point of the Force is finding a balance, and if you go back to, you know, life and death, if you go back to The Last Jedi when Rey was talking about light and dark, life and death, there's a balance. The whole point of the Force is about a balance. So even going back to The Force Awakens where Rey was brought up on Jakku, she hadn't seen so much greenery before. She was absolutely amazed by the amount of green forestry, trees and everything. So if you haven't seen this video as well, that was 7 of my favourite scenes within the Rise of Skywalker, and I'll talk more about that. But this next part completely contradicts that whole idea of preservation, life and death. So let's go back, look. So here we go. Look at how many trees she cuts down. I haven't gone back far enough. Hang on. Look at how many trees she cuts down. I've edited a couple out actually. So that might have been an accident. Again, that might have been an accident. But the third and fourth one, they were definitely not accidents. So I've erased those because if she does this training every single day, there's not going to be any forest left. It's going to end up looking more like this. So I've had to try and eliminate Rey cutting down as many trees because I just hated that. There's no balance there. She's cutting down these trees for no reason whatsoever. So I'll let her off too as an accident, but the rest have got to go. So let's just carry on this scene. So we'll cut that tree. Cut the tree cutting. Yeah, that makes sense. So it goes straight to Rey's flashback. So Rey was talking about seeing herself on the throne, the Emperor's throne. And I don't really think that we saw that enough in her flashbacks. So I'm going to add this little part here. Now I don't know if you saw that, it was really quick. Now there's some scenes from a documentary, unused footage. Let's just go back there. This part was done by a really amazing fan editor called Dominic Cobb. Thank you so much for doing this. I think it fits really well here. Let's have a look. Go here. Like I say, there's a whole array of people working on these edits, and it's just amazing the talent that's coming out there. So I want to give those guys a really big shout out, because a lot of those fans, I'm getting a lot of negativity off Reddit, but I'm getting so much love from actual Star Wars fan editors, and I'm inspiring them, they're inspiring me. So you know, there's nothing but love in that community, and it's so good and therapeutic, and it's encouraging. So anyway, thank you, Dominic. So let's have a look. So you could see there was more of Rey on the throne. There's more of Kylo Ren. It's a much better flashback than the original. So let's go back and I'll show you the whole thing. Now again, I'm going to have to drop the soundtrack because of copyright on YouTube. You know, it's just something I've got to do. So here we go. Let's have a look. Where's she at? Let's go all the way back to the beginning. So let's go over from Leia giving her the lightsaber. Here we go. Sticking with it. No cutaway. Here comes the flashback. And it cuts straight to that scene. I've also cut out the BB-8 stuck under a tree because I don't think it needed that joke at that point. So for me, I think that's a really nice scene now. It cuts down the back and forth, the cutaways, and you stay within the moment, eliminating the amount of forestry damage that Rey's doing, and giving her more of a flashback to her being on the throne and turning on to the dark side. And I just really enjoy that scene. I think that's a lot better visually and story wise. I think that pushes the story a lot faster, and then moving Kylo Ren's flashback scene to the beginning is way more menacing at the beginning, so there's more of a threat, and it just opens that movie up to, you know, this is what we've got to deal with from now on. I think it's a way better opening than the original. So that's just my opinion. You know, don't shoot me down on Reddit if you don't like it, but if you do like it, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I might drop a movie trailer at 1,000 subscribers, so please do that if you can. If not, I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Look after yourself, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.